Live from the chicken wing capital of the world, Buffalo, New York. You're listening to the Child Care Bridge Podcast, your source for the best tips, tools, and tactics on how to market and grow your child care center, ensuring total domination. Total domination. This is the Child Care Bridge, and this is your host, Michael Tasner.
Hey there, and welcome to episode 002 of the Child Care Bridge Show. Today's episode, I wanted to do something a little bit differently. I wanted to kind of talk through the benefits of this industry. I know things have been pretty darn challenging, especially the last 6 to 12 months. But I wanted to just talk through some of the reasons that people get into the childcare industry, but also the reasons that they tend to stay in this industry. And I want to do it only to help remind you. I want to help remind you some of the other reasons as to why you got into this industry and maybe some things that you didn't necessarily. So I've got 10 that I wrote down, things that I have heard from center owners over the last 10 years. I like to use round numbers, alliterations, round numbers, things like that. And they're in no particular order. So I don't want you to think just because, well, number one, that's the one that if you don't hold true to that one, then you shouldn't be in this industry. That's not what I'm aiming to say. So the first one is just simply the impact that you can make on the lives of children. Like you literally are making the impact on future. I have seen so many wonderful stories of kids that went to XYZ preschool, XYZ daycare, XYZ academy, that it helped then set them up at a young age to where they then credit things that they learned in preschool, for example, to their ultimate success at whatever they accomplished. If you Google things like preschool set me up, does preschool have an impact on someone's future? You're going to see every single case study, and not even case study, but rather, that's the word I'm looking for. I mean, I guess study, but it backed by science. Like, here's all the data and the why. Like, not just, we think going to a great preschool is going to help you later in life. But here's all the data that supports that. So you literally are helping shape the future generation. You're helping put them on a path to success. Just let that sink in a little bit. That is a gigantic thing and no small. The second one is community service. You are providing safe, reliable care for kids. You are offering an extremely valuable service to the community. You're allowing parents to be able to go and work and go and provide for their families. Think about that. If there were no childcare centers, how the heck are dual income families going to survive and make it? How could they do that? So like if you're not operating and the kids have nowhere to go, somebody is now having to stay home. And then that leads to all the other issues. Or they're having to kind of call in favors from grandparents and things like that. And obviously, that is absolutely no fun. The third one is that this typically is considered to be a growth industry. Now, it can be up and down and up and down, and there definitely have been some challenges, again, especially as of late. But more and more people are going back to work. More and more kids are being born every single day. This typically is not an industry that is shrinking. And it also is just continuing to be a more important industry as time goes on. As teaching regulations and the demands of school, like that first step in preschool, becomes even more relevant and even more important. The fourth one, profit. If you set things up correctly, if you know your numbers, you're charging the right amount, you're managing your money. And if you didn't listen to the last episode, you'll know that one of the 4 M's to building a no-joke childcare center is the money side of things. There's not an insane amount of money in this industry, but there's enough money in the industry for you to make a very good living and to continue to impact lives. And to me, the ultimate success is being able to make a positive impact, have good work-life balance, and to be able to provide a great living for you and your family. So it is a solid, profitable business if you set things up correctly, if you're following the right systems, the right processes, the right KPIs, key performance indicators. Number 5 is what I like to say or call continuous improvement. So childcare owners, they love to say, I'm always improving and I'm always learning. Like there is always new stuff that comes out. There's new curriculum. There's new things to be teaching. With the rise of artificial intelligence, there are some centers right now that I know are using artificial intelligence to redo and retool their curriculums in real time. There are centers that are using artificial intelligence to essentially not necessarily offer a Montessori education, but they're catering things for different kids in a Montessori fashion, like changing up the curriculum again in real time based on how different people are learning. So you're always able to learn something. It's not an industry where it's the same thing day in and day out forever. There's always going to be new stuff. There's always new software tools. There's always new technology, new things you can add to your building, new teaching styles, new ways that kids are behaving. There's always something. The 6th one is creativity and fun. Like you can be creative. You can have fun throughout your center or your centers. You can have fun in the classroom. You can have different types of artwork and make it your own based on your style and what you're trying to teach. Well, again, I use the phrase a child care center, early childhood education. I use that generically. There's all the different variations. So if you are a Montessori center, you're able to execute that to your vision. Your Reggio Emilia, for example, we have plenty of centers that are Reggio Emilia inspired or full-blown Reggio Emilia centers. You can showcase that creativity, that unique side, because you know that that is what you feel is best for kids. You feel that you can make that impact by showcasing XYZ. And we've got plenty of interesting centers that we're going to bring on. They're going to talk about why they chose Montessori or Reggio Emilia or STEM/STEAM, Spanish immersion. There's even a couple of centers that are saying and promising that your student will walk out speaking 3 languages, trilingual centers. That is very, very new to me. New as in it wasn't anything that we heard about 10 years ago, but the last couple of years, now that is becoming more of a thing. So we're going to show you all these different things, but again, this allows you to have your creativity side come out. I mean, I don't know too many jobs where if you want to go and play with crayons and go have, building blocks and things like that, it's kind of a fun thing to do. Number 7 ties into the money side, but there are a lot of tax incentives and tax benefits to being in this industry. And there's a combination of tax incentives. There are a ton of grants. A lot, like every day that there's a new grant that comes out. States know how valuable you are. The federal government, regardless of who's in control of Republicans or Democrats, like they know that early childhood education is a vital service. So there's always new grants, there's always new tax incentives. And some states there's more than others, for sure. But there's a lot of really interesting things that allow you to take advantage of and capitalize on to make the money side and the profit side even a little bit better for you. Number 8 is stability. This is considered to be a recession-proof business. A lot of people like to know that they're not getting into something or they're working something that they could lose everything tomorrow. People are always going to need they're always going to need that service. Now, that doesn't mean that the level of competition isn't rising in your area, or that you're going to have to work a little bit harder, you're going to have to do things a little bit differently, but the centers that I see having issues were not necessarily affected by the economy. They had other factors that spiraled them in the wrong direction. So if you're looking for something that has the stability, if you're looking for something that has that recession proof, this is definitely a space to be in. Number 9 is networking. Look at all the fun places and fun businesses that you can then partner with, interact with, do joint ventures with. Gymnastic studios, dance studios, karate. Look at all the fun community events that you can look at doing. There's so many really cool things from a networking perspective. People respect people that own childcare centers. It's a highly respected thing to say. Opens up a lot of doors and a lot of interesting opportunities. And last but not least is personal satisfaction. And that one to me, while I said that they're in no particular order, because I guess they're not, because I labeled this as number 10, this is such a rewarding industry. And it's not just rewarding to see kids growing and kids learning and you helping shape young minds. That's a lot of it. but it's seeing your staff continue to get better and improve, and seeing your staff mold into amazing people. It's seeing all the stuff that you're able to do for the community. Like, again, think about that. If you didn't have your center and parents didn't have somewhere to send their kids, now you have all those community issues. Like, your business is cascading into all these different areas in a positive way. You're helping impact your life. You're impacting the life of your family. You're impacting the lives of all the kids, all the parents, then where the parents work. You're impacting the local community. Like, all of these webs you are positively touching. I wanted to at least share these with you to remind you that maybe you have forgotten, because I've been hearing a lot of center owners saying, I'm burned out, I'm tired, I'm done, I'm looking at hanging it up. If you need to listen to this one again in the future, please do. But that's 10 reasons, 10 things that I want you to think about as to why this is a great industry to be in. Thank you as always for tuning in. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. See you on the next episode.